I'm handsome, I'm fast, I'm pretty, and can't possibly be beat.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, he's out.
Yes, sir.
Brett is out. Look at this. Brett is out. And
He's steaming mad.
He is out.
Swung, fly ball deep left center. Grissom on the run. Yes! The Atlanta Braves have given you a championship.
Auburn going after it. Here's a good snap. It is blocked. It is blocked. It's caught on the run. It's caught on the run. He's going to score. David Wagner has scored. And Auburn is tied the game.
It's good! It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
It's good.
It's good!
Van Tippen has won the ball game.
Alabama has beaten Auburn!
I'd like for the people to remember me as being a winner, because I ain't never been nothing but a winner.
You know what's not being a winner right now? And welcome into the Total Chad Sports Podcast number 97 on the list. And that's the podcast itself. I'm watching it on my end, and it looks like it's a little janky. Not sure. That's pretty much my error. I mean, there's nothing I really can do about that. I mean, I control it, I handle it, I do all of those things. So it's kind of hard to make sure that we're good. So we'll just have to see throughout the podcast, throughout the stream, throughout everything that, is it okay? Is it all right? It was supposed to storm like 2 hours ago. I got home probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. It was supposed to storm around then. It hasn't stormed. It's actually like the sun is out right now. It's beautiful. So I decided to do a really, really early podcast. I decided to do a really, 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 really early stream / podcast because I want to be off around like 6-ish, 6:30, not go super long like we normally do, go about an hour, and just talk whatever. Got a few things I was going to talk about, got a few things that have already been broken down, a few things that have already been happening around the sports world. But make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Straight Flexin', Facebooks, TikToks, pretty much everywhere. We're everywhere. You can find us there. You can find us on the X, at Gwathney Chad, at Coach Grizzle TV. You can see the latest tweets, the latest videos, the latest everything that I've been doing, the latest things I've been paying attention to in the sports world. Let's see here. Of course, Auburn lost to Coastal Carolina in baseball. Coastal Carolina moving on to the College World Series. We'll talk about that as well. We got every team except for Murray State and Duke. We're waiting for tonight at 7 o'clock, Murray State and Duke, to finish out their series and see who will meet the teams over there. I think they're going to get, and we're going to talk about this later, and I have it right here. I mean, I can show it to you. I'm going to show it to you right now. I'm going to flip it back. I didn't even have it out right now. That's a good thing. Let's see. Super Regionals. We're already done with those. We'll recap those. UCLA. Winner Murray State. Duke will get UCLA. But yeah, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms if you want to donate to the podcast, if you want to help buy some new things for the podcast to make it better, like a better camera or a better operating system or better lighting or just something in general to make the podcast better. You can donate as well on Venmo and Cash App. You've got Venmo, that is, $? No, Venmo is at Mass Braves, and Cash App is $ Coach Grizzle. I have the picture somewhere, but because I had to recap this crap, or not recap this crap, let me see. I bet I could do this right here. Hold on. Money Me. I'm going to call it the Money Me scene. Let's see. Money Me Too. Let's see here. It should be in here somewhere. Is it this one? Yep, here we go. Boom. So look at that. Now we can show it to you forever. Support the stream. Cash App. $ Coach Grizzle. Venmo at Bass Braves. See? Easier way to do that. And then like a really easy way to do it. The easy way to do it is just do like this right here. You do it like real quick, you know, when you're sitting here and you're talking about it and you're like, hey, yeah, you can support the podcast. Look at it. It's right there. It's just right there in the top right there. Now, granted, that is where the chat goes. That's where the live chat is going. So if you want to be a part of the podcast, hit us up on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Coach Grizzle, youtube.com/@ Coach Grizzle TV. Did that right for once. I finally did that right for once. And see, then you flip it back away and then it's fine. And then you're good to go. And then it's gone. And then it's not there anymore. It's called being a producer and being able to sit here and be a talent at the same time. Call on the phones. Hit us up on the Discord. We'll answer you on the Discord too. We'll be the call screener. We'll be everything for you. We'll do everything. It's not hard. But we love to do it. We love to sit here. We love to talk our trash Panthers. We love to talk our Atlanta Stink Braves. We like to talk anything. The NBA Finals going on right now. The NHL Final. The Stanley Cup Final going on right now. We got the Stanley Cup Final Game 3 going on tonight. Series tied 1-1. Crazy thing about like hockey, like they played on Friday, right? So they played Wednesday. Started last Wednesday. Oilers got a 4-3 win. Then played Friday. Panthers got a win 5-4. Then don't play till Monday. Get it? 2 days. Boom. Then you play Monday. See, hockey is smart. It's 2 days in between, and then you're on to the next one. Like, even when they're traveling, like, you go look at Friday, Oilers, right? Wednesday, Oilers. Friday, Oilers. Monday, travel. You only got between Wednesday and Friday, obviously, one game, right? Then 2 games in between, then you go to the next one for travel. Panthers play the Oilers, obviously. Then, surprisingly, they get 2 days before Game 4. I guess that's maybe to kind of help them a little bit. Maybe that's just how it's set up. And then 1 game in between 4 and 5. Then you've got 2 game for the possible, go away Game 6 at the Panthers. So 2 games in between. Then if there's a Game 7, if necessary, there's 2 days in between. So there's no more than 2 days in between an NHL Stanley Cup final. Go look at basketball. Look at this shit. Not even kidding. Can't even make this shit up. So let's go back to NHL because I didn't have that up. So look at this. So Friday, Game 7, right? 2 days before. 2 days in between. You got Tuesday. 2 days in between. You got Saturday. All right? 1 game in between. All right? 2 games in between because that's travel. 2 games in between. All right? 1 game in between the start. So in between Game 4 and Game 5, there's a 1 game split. Between Game 1 and 2, there's a 1 game split. Go look at basketball. It's more competitive. I think I like hockey because I think it's more competitive. It's a little bit more fast paced, and then it's like it kind of keeps you on that travel. Like you're going away for those next 2 days, and then you're playing on that 3rd day. Like you're not doing this bullshit like basketball's doing. All right. Series tied 1-1, right? We're in Game 3, right? So, hockey played, what was it? What would we say, last Friday? Right? So, they played last Friday. All right? Basketball played last Sunday. Okay? Right? That's when it started. Right? That's when it started, right? No, the 5th. Sorry. The 5th. We started on Thursday. So, hockey started on Wednesday. Basketball started on Thursday. All right. First game started on Thursday. All right. 2 games in between Sunday. All right. 2 games in between Wednesday. Now we're on to yesterday. Yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever. Now we're on to Wednesday. Today, yesterday, tomorrow, whenever you talk about it. 2 days in between. Then 1 game in between 4 and 5. Or 3 and 4, I'm sorry. One game in between 3 and 4. Then 2 more games in between 4 and 5. Then 2 more between game 6. Then 2 more before game 7. It's such a weird schedule. And I wonder if it's like scheduling around each other, like where one is in the spotlight, one is around the other, blah, blah, blah. Because, like, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't give a shit. Because we're right now, because it's spring, whatever. It's spring football year. This is spring football time. We're getting to that point where it's the dead period. Where the only thing on is baseball. If you're not a baseball fan, it's not fun to you. The only thing on is baseball right now, or the WNBA, or the NWSL, if you know what that is. The really bad soccer league, and the really bad basketball league. So that's all you get on the weekends. If you don't get up like super crack-ass early in the morning at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you get to watch maybe like Everton play Newcastle or something. And like a random Premier League game that they have going on that morning. So there's always that. You could always get one of those. But we are in a dead period, ladies and gentlemen. Like, it's gonna get, like, it's not cool. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. Because we're not gonna have very much good sports. Saturday you've got the UFL national title game, the UFL championship game. After Michigan beat Birmingham and DC beat St. Louis, you'll have Michigan take on DC in St. Louis, by the way. That's where they're going to have the championship on Saturday. What was that, 7 o'clock? Something like that. So once we get this, let me get this one on here. UFL Championship. If you got game tickets, I do not care. Let's see here. Michigan, blah, 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 not gonna. Okay. Say today, dates, times, and everything. So if we look at everything over here, let's see here. Oh yeah, that's right. If you do that on, I forgot. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Saturday, June 14th. Right? Yeah, this Saturday, right? Yeah, this Saturday. June 14th, 7 Central Time, 8 Eastern. And once this thing's over, really, we're just going to have a really crap dead period of sports. And it's going to be really depressing for me if I have to continue to watch this awful Braves team. And we were really trying not to make the majority of this podcast about the Atlanta Braves. But I'm sick and tired of watching different podcasters, different streamers, different news outlets, whatever they have, if they have their own streaming YouTube channel and whatever, claiming to be like some Braves affiliate or whatever, and talking about the same bullshit every single week about what's wrong with the Braves, about how there's no leaders, about there's no this, there's no that. There's just there's no leaders, but there's no accountability. There's no want to. There's no fire. There's no try hard. There's no that pride playing for that Atlanta Braves. We sit here and talk about every single year before the season starts about how I absolutely love the YouTube shorts or the YouTube videos behind the Braves. Okay? It's basically a baseball version, a small, short baseball version, maybe 12, 15 minutes long, 20 at the most, of a Hard Knocks, baseball version of Hard Knocks, and gets me absolutely pumped up for the Atlanta Braves every single year. I was absolutely pumped up listening to what Brian Snitker had to say on that behind the Braves. And I get it. They got to make it drama-filled. They got to make it special. They got to make it crazy. They got to make it say, what if? What is going to happen with the Braves this year? But with Ron Washington gone, we already talked about it in the last podcast, Eric Young being gone, a lot of key factors, a lot of key position coaches that were just huge, just like player coaches. You know what I mean? guys that like the players gravitated around, the guys that wanted to win for these guys, the guys that wanted to lay it down on the line. You know, and with some of the key guys, some of the quote leaders being gone, yes, that's a problem. But I'll tell you right now, this is the issue. It's hitting the fucking ball. Hitting the ball with runners in scoring position. Hitting the ball with just hitting the ball. Like committing errors in the infield. Popping out with runners in scoring position. Swinging at the dumbest sliders and sweepers and just awful pitches that are just not even in the zone, and you're just, oh my, it's like, why are we watching this? Continuing to lose games in the most horrible fashion. You have a three games in a row. You gave up 7 runs in the 9th inning. You gave up a 2-run jack, and you give up a ball that goes past home plate that ends up being 2 back-to-back walk-off. Like, what is that, 3 walk-off winners? How do you do that? How do you do that? How do you lose 7 in a row? How do you win 2 out of the last 8? How are you this great AAU team on paper, but then you go out there and you look like absolute ass? One week, it's always the same. Why is it always the same with Atlanta franchises? Why is it always the same? We talk about it every year, whether it's the football team. Well, it's, years past, it was Matt Ryan. Oh, well, it's the defense. Oh, well, it's Matt Ryan again. Oh, well, it's the defense. Every single week, it's, fuck, we can't hit to save our damn life. Oh, well, shit, here comes the bullpen to crap it away. I didn't even get to talk about Craig Kimbrell. We didn't even talk about Craig Kimbrell in the last podcast. Local guy. This is a local podcast. We didn't even talk about him in the last podcast, talking about how he got called up. Then immediately got designated for assignment because he realized how bad this team is. He realized how this, you know that clip? You know that clip in Remember the Titans? You remember when the coach, not remember the Titans, the replacements. Remember when she asks him, what's Gene Hackman's, what's the name of the coach in that movie? Jimmy McGinney. I even knew that too. I even freaking knew that too. So here we go. We got it right here. Hold on. 'Cause we got ads. Because we don't pay for YouTube premiums anymore. We got ads. All right, here we go. Hold on. You remember this? You remember this scene?
Coach McGinty,
Remember this scene?
what will Washington need to get back into this ball game?
Heart.
I'm sorry?
You gotta have heart.
Can you elaborate on that?
Miles and miles of heart.
You see what I'm saying? That's what the Braves got to do. That's what the Braves have to freaking do. Just have heart. Figure it out. Get it going. Get it right. You lost 7 in a row. How? How in the world do you do that? The East hasn't been very good, though, if you kind of look at it, though, from afar. Even close up. The Phillies have lost 5 in a row. Nationals have lost 2 in a row. The Braves have stunk the bed. Still have 3 on the run differential, plus 3 on the run differential. Lost 7 in a row. Marlins lost 1 in a row. Or lost 1. The Mets have won 3 in a row. That's not even the best win streak. The Giants have won 5 in a row because they swept the fucking Braves. First of all, get swept by the Red Sox. Then get swept by the Giants. Had no business getting swept by the Giants, by the way. Should have won 2 out of 3. It's just ridiculous. What's also ridiculous, AJ Smith-Shawver having Tommy John surgery. One thing after another. You kind of look around the top prospects. I was hearing from around the bend that Hurston Waldrop wasn't very good in his outing this past weekend. So who will step up when it comes to pitching? Ian Mejia, maybe? Drew Hackenberg? Could we see J.R. Ritchie? He tore his Tommy John last year. Or Owen Murphy, too. I think J.R. Ritchie and Owen Murphy did. Maybe just J.R. Ritchie. I could be wrong. What's going to happen with second base? How much longer can we sit here and watch Ozzie Albies commit basically fraud at second base? Basically just continue to just play awful. Especially, well, I wouldn't say necessarily so much defensively at second base, but just hitting in general. Like, you should just hit him dead last. Stop hitting him wherever you're hitting, like 7th, 8th, wherever you're hitting him. Just hit him dead last every time. Put him right before, like, put Ozuna at leadoff, and then just put Albies at the bottom every night. Quit taking Eli White's bat out for Verdugo. And, just figure it out. Because I don't know. I mean, Nacho Alvarez is rehabbing. I mean, you got a bunch of pitchers in the prospects that are coming up, but there's not really some huge news coming out of the position players. So there's gonna have to be not a huge, but there's gonna have to be a good signing. There's gonna have to be some kind of signing, I think, in the infield. Maybe at second base, maybe at shortstop, maybe an outfielder. Does Soler come back? Do you get a guy who's hot right now because Profar? What do you do with Profar once he can play? So can you utilize him, in the regular season at least, and then sit him, obviously, because you have to. So I don't know. The Braves are just tough to sit here and analyze and sit here and just dissect and trying to figure that out throughout this entire thing because it's just going to be really hard to watch them. They're really hard to watch in general. I mean, it's honestly disgusting to sit here and watch the Atlanta Braves at times. They're playing the Brewers tonight, today, yesterday, tomorrow, whenever it is. 3-game series. Then they're back home. They get the Rockies and then the Mets. I might go to that Juneteenth game. I seriously might go to that Juneteenth Thursday night game and then just come back home after. May stay that night. I don't know. Because it'll be fun. It'll be like Thursday night. Can maybe hang out Friday too. Stay the night Friday. Come back Saturday. Probably not. I'll probably want to come back home early Friday morning. If I even stay Thursday. But we'll have to see how that goes. The Trash Pandas out west are playing the Athletics. Dodgers are playing the Padres. Mariners are at the Diamondbacks. Rays are at Red Sox. Cubs at Phillies. It's kind of a short night tonight. Probably just open it up for hockey. Marlins and Pirates, and then Reds and Guardians. Looking around some more baseball stuff. The Rocket City Trash Pandas, of course. They are back in town, and you know what that means Wednesday. We're going to Dog Night, baby. It's Dog Night, baby. Lady Bird. We're going to Dog Night, baby. Lady Bird. Okay, she's laying there. She's excited. I promise you. She is excited for Dog Night Wednesday night. It's also Beach Towel Giveaway night on Wednesday as they're playing the Pensacola Blue Wahoos. I think the Blue Wahoos. Where are they sitting at? Let's see here. Where are they sitting at? Let's see here. Southern League. They are sitting at third. But there's no second because they're tied with Montgomery. The 29-28 tied with Montgomery. The Biscuits. Biloxi sitting on top, the best team in the Southern League at 35-22. The Rocket City Trash Pandas 2 games worse than the Columbus Clingstones, who are the worst. They are not the worst team in baseball in the Southern League. Birmingham What did the Trash Pandas finish against Birmingham? Took the series, right? 1, 2, yeah. No, they split it. 3-3. Thought they took the series. 3-3. Against the best team in your division. Now you got the second best team in the South Division in Pensacola. It's ladies' night tomorrow, today, yesterday, tonight, whenever you watch this podcast. Then the Beach 12 giveaway with the dog night, because I looked. It said on all the promotions that it was dog night. Now, next week is dog night, and it's at 4:05 because it's a double header. But the first game is dog night. I don't think the second game is dog night unless they allow it. I don't know. But I'm going to try to probably end up going to the first game, obviously, because 4:05 would be awesome. I'm going to get out early. Beverage belt giveaway. I know that was hot. I know that was very cool. And I think it's like camo. The belt is. Bama Butts night, Friday night fireworks. So they're going to wear the Bama Butts jerseys. I think you've seen those before. Let's see. Let's see if I can find it on here real quick. Let's see. I got this at least. That's the hold on. There we go. Let's see here. Get it on there real quick for you. Of course, they're gonna have this right here. I wish they would have they have it pinned, but I wish they would have like the sticker. I had the sticker for it, but anyway, here it is. Of course, Bama Butts. You got that hat right there. That's the White Sauce hat that you saw right there. There's the White Sauce shirts. They got jerseys. They also got the Bama Butts hat. That's what he's wearing right there. Which, that's the jersey. That's what the jersey looks like. I don't like the Bama Butts jersey. I just don't like that brown with the red. The all red White Sauce looks okay. Like, I like that one. That one looks okay. And who approved that hat, by the way? And the freaking White Sauce, like, who approved any of this stuff? Like, who approved this hat? Who approved this stuff? Like, who approved this jersey? It kind of looks like White Sauce, but it also kind of looks like it looks like a jersey that you would wear during Halloween or something. This jersey just looks so like cheap. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude, but it just looks so cheap. Comparable how like the other jerseys look. But yeah, I'm probably not going to get any of these hats. I'm still waiting to get my Clingstones hat. I'm still waiting to get my damn Clingstones hat that just won't go through. Apparently it just doesn't want me to have it, which I understand. I completely understand. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Alrighty, let's see here. As we're moving on, we went on a local, got the Braves, got some baseball. We did watch a little bit and kind of pay attention to this past Friday as HCFC fell to Orlando City B 3-2. They fell to 6th in the East, 6th in the East, and then Orlando City moved up to 3rd. Kind of like did a little flip in their own division. And then Huntsville is sitting at 11th in the overall for the MLS Next Pro. So hopefully they can stay within that top 8 and make the playoffs, or top 7, I think it is, for the playoffs. Just got to keep winning. You had that in the bag 2 years ago, and you couldn't figure that out. So they've got to go on the road. They got a midweek game on Wednesday at 4 o'clock. They're playing in Atlanta. They're playing Atlanta United 2, and then they're going to play Crown Legacy FC at home. They'll be back home on the 20th, so that'll be a lot of fun. May end up going to see that. I don't know that yet. We'll have to see, because if I end up going to the Braves game on the 18th, probably going to be dishing out some cash, going to have to travel, going to have to leave, going to have to do a couple things. So, also got some other things too. I got to do some stuff with my car. So, there's also got to get some new brakes. Starting to hear them, and that's a problem. I'm not a mechanic, but I know that that's a problem. What's not a problem is summer school. Summer school's been pretty fun. Be talking about that lately, the last couple weeks. We're on week two of summer school. And it's been a lot of fun. Haven't had anything right now. It's really in the preview stage. We're only on week 1. Kids are great. Parents seem to be pretty chill. A lot of the teachers seem to be pretty decent. We seem to be handling it really well. And just want these kids to have a good time and enjoy themselves. We have a couple of kids that kind of act out and a couple of kids that just don't want to be there at all. And I get that it's boring. But who made school fun? And it's summer school, so it's the reason why you're probably there, or you're there just for it's mostly like daycare. So I get it, I understand, I feel for the parents. So and like kids can eat free, like that's the one cool thing. And I saw something on the internet too that was like a meme. I guess it was a meme or something, but it was like a guy had a sign and it said, kids should not have to pay for something that they have to go to anyway, right? Like public school, like they already have to be there, like they have to be there all day. Like there's no reason that they should have to pay to eat. There's a lot of them now that like they don't have to pay to eat. Like they just put in their number, boom, they eat. But like I think every kid shouldn't have to pay. Should not have to pay. You should not have to pay. If I want to go, even if I'm an employee of the city and the school, like I should be able to go eat if I want to go eat. Like maybe I get a discount. Maybe I just pay the $2, whatever. But there's no reason for these kids to have to pay, to be honest with you. The amount of money that the CEOs and the principals and like everyone gets paid that's a higher up, that any of that money can be divvied out right back into the school, or into a couple more teachers being hired to help out, all those types of things. That can happen anywhere in schools. And I think that that's just what should happen in general. But, it is what it is. It's not going to happen. But I've always been a firm believer of that. Like, and I'm always like, I don't have a problem if a kid comes up to me and says, like, if they're really needing it, if they really have to, like, they don't have any money, they can't ask anybody else, and they happen to come up to me and they ask, I'll be like, all right, cool. I've only done it like 2 or 3 times for people. Just because I'm looking out for them, because I know behind the scenes, I know I can see them. I can see them every day. I know they're going through some stuff. I know that's a problem. Like I know that they don't have the best home life. They probably don't eat a whole lot, but some of them beg and complain and whine and lie. So you have to kind of like watch out for them. What up, Bumpy? A node. Best viewers on boostdirect.ru at R35L3IA8. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. We don't need those though. We're kind of chugging along right now. We're just kind of doing a little bit, talking about whatever. It is what it is. Let's see here. Let's see here. Trying to remember what else we were going to break down. We've already given our prediction for tonight. Basketball is not until, what is it, Wednesday? So, Pacers and Thunder, not until Wednesday. You got Oilers and Panthers tonight at Panthers. Got a bunch of baseball games we already broke down. Getting that out of the way, getting that out of the way, getting that out of the way. And then I guess we were going to look a little bit more, I guess because we're still talking about baseball on the baseball side. The World Series is set. We're still waiting on that Murray State Duke game. It hasn't happened yet, or it has happened whenever you watch this podcast. It happened yesterday, today, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You still have Arizona taking on Coastal Carolina. You got Louisville taking on Oregon State. You got UCLA taking on either Murray State or Duke. And then you got Arkansas taking on LSU. See, here's the thing. Auburn could have easily been taking on Arizona. Okay? And Arkansas had to beat up LSU. So, and Tennessee, well, see, Tennessee lost to Arkansas. Now, out of the 4 teams that are there, that were there in the Super Regionals, there are now 2 teams in the SEC that are in the College World Series. I really think that this could be, and I know announcers were talking about this too in the Tennessee game, this could definitely be Arkansas's year. This could be LSU's year. This could just be the SEC in general. But I know if you're a big SEC fan, you're pulling for Arkansas or you're pulling for LSU. Let's see. Let's look at all the champions for the last few years. So Tennessee last year, obviously, will not win back-to-back. They had LSU a couple years ago, Ole Miss before that, Mississippi State. So the SEC has won it. You had canceled due to COVID in 2020. So since 2019, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They won the last 5. Okay? They've won the last 6 out of 7 for the SEC. Vanderbilt won in 2014. South Carolina won in 2010 and 2011. LSU won in 2009. The only other team outside of, let's see, you had the Pac-12, because it was at the time, 2018, Oregon State won. And, of course, Coastal Carolina, 2016, they made that run. I didn't even watch college baseball that much, and I still remember Coastal Carolina's freaking crazy run. I remember Ole Miss's crazy run. Like, I don't think anyone expected Ole Miss to win the national title, like, at all. Let's see here. Like, Vanderbilt was in it, like, almost every year, though, since then, since they had won it in 2014. I remember when they won it in 2014. See. So, like, now, if you go back and look, so, like, if we look at, where is, let's see, get rid of that, let's see, get rid of that. Where was... Oh, here we go. So if you go back and look, real good chance to win it a 6th year in a row out of the SEC. LSU could win it 2 out of the last 3 years. But you go look at the teams, all from either the South, Southeast, Southwest, or the West. UCLA is a Big Ten team. Don't get it twisted. This is UCLA out west, playing good in softball, playing good in baseball. Speaking of softball, congratulations to the Texas Longhorns. SEC wins again. SEC's, even though it's a Big 12 school, moving over to the SEC. But it was a good thing for Texas and Oklahoma and Florida and Bama and Georgia and all of these great teams in the softball ranks that SEC is just that great. And that's the thing. LSU, Arkansas and LSU beat each other up. Whoever comes out of it, win the shit out of it. You know what I mean? So, it's going to be a lot of fun. Starts on June 13th. Goes till June 22nd or Monday, June 23rd. And like I said, you got Arizona out west, which it's a ACC school. So you've got 2 ACC schools. You got Coastal Carolina, which, what are they, AAU or whatever? American Conference. Louisville against a Big 12 school, right? No, I'm sorry, Pac-12. Pac-12. Original Pac-12. Louisville, Pac-12. Big 10 school versus either an ACC school or what is What is Murray State? What are they? What is their conference? Are they Sun Belt? Let's see here. What is? Hold on, let's see. Coastal Carolina. I can't spell apparently. Let me go back to that so you don't have to see me sit there and do that. Let's see here. Wikipedia. Coastal is what? What are they? What conference are they in? Sun Belt. Okay, they're in the Sun Belt. All right. So who else is in the Sun Belt? Or is the other team I was talking about? Are they in the Sun Belt? Murray. Are they in? What are they in? What is Murray State Conference? What are they in? Missouri Valley. Okay, they're in Missouri Valley. Okay. So you got a what did I say? Sun Belt. I said Sun Belt. I think before, didn't I? We'll have to rewind. We'll have to rewind the podcast. Sun Belt. So you got ACC versus Sun Belt. ACC versus Pac-12. Big Ten versus Missouri Valley or ACC. So you could possibly have 3 ACC, or no, I'm sorry, not ACC. I think I said Big 12. I think I said ACC for Arizona. Big 12, Arizona. And then 2 SEC schools, which they're going to beat each other out. Like, they're going to beat each other out. I mean, because, it just sucks that they're going to... let me see what's the... So, hold on, let me look at the men's College World Series bracket. Let me see what it would do. Let's see if they have like something that could show me. Let's see here if they have it like this. Because they're going to have that. Let's see. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know if they could possibly. I don't know if they could beat each other, because it's a double elimination. They could possibly. I don't know. I have to go back and look. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's go. Because we're going to get rid of all of these real quick. Because we pretty much talked about what we wanted to talk about. Can't really think about anything else right now. Anything, really? I mean, Kirk Cousins is dicking around, coming back because there's money involved. Hanging out, throwing the rock around in practice. So we'll see what happens. Really hate how the Falcons can't just figure it out. It's always something weird. And the Texans add Chubb on a 1-year deal. Nick Chubb going to the Texans on a 1-year deal. It's pretty dope. Rodgers with the Steelers, $13 million deal. And then the Colts are formalizing a transition to their Irsay's daughters. So we'll see what direction the team goes in after the passing of, obviously, Jim Irsay. So we'll see what happens there. Sandler to cast Ravens Henry if he rushes for 2,000 yards. Is the movie not out yet? Like, is it still in casting? Like, so does he know that, like, wait a minute.
You gotta dip your chicken strip.
We're not dipping our chicken strips. Hold on. The NFL's most Oh, just in a movie. Okay, but we'll have a nice dinner together and we'll talk about Dan Patrick's facial hair and how hard is it for him to grow it. Sandler said in a video, which I absolutely love about Dan Patrick though, because like my first ever like Dan Patrick like interaction was Waterboy, when because I really didn't pay attention to ESPN as a kid, but I loved the movie Waterboy, and I swear it was like I didn't really know who Dan Patrick was until I watched the movie Waterboy, and when he was like always on those updates on those ESPN Sports Center updates, like when Sports Center was actually Sports Center and when ESPN was actually fun to watch. But yeah. So got a bet going, huh? Gets 2,000 yards. He'll be in a movie and they'll go to dinner together. So that'd be pretty dope. That'd be pretty sweet to see out of that happening. See him in a movie. Bodyguard number 2. Bouncer number 3. He won't have any speaking lines. It'll be like Deadpool. No more speaking lines for you. Let's see here. Is there any more updates that we're going to look about? Let's see here. No, we pretty much talked about everything. Let's go on this day. It's verifying that I'm a human. There we go. Nero commits suicide in 68 AD. You remember that time when Roman Emperor Nero commits suicide, imploring his secretary Epaphroditus to slit his throat to evade a Senate-imposed death by flogging. In 641, Arabic Islamic army conquers Romans at Alexandria, taking control of Egypt. In 721, Odo of Aquitaine defeats Umayyad Muslim army at the Battle of Toulouse, halting Arab expansion in Western Europe. I'm pretty sure I've seen that on History Marsh, and that's pretty sure how I was able to say the majority of those words. I was actually able to. Thank you, History Marsh. By the way, go watch one series from History Marsh, and you'll be just like astonished, especially if you're a guy. Like, if you're a guy and you just love wars and history and all that other stuff, like, boom, it's for you. Battle, or for the ladies, because it is 2025 and we don't differentiate and we don't, we're not negative in that manner. Okay, thanks. Battle of Langensalza. In 1075, German King Henry IV defeats the Duchy of Saxony on the river Unstrut, near Langensalza in Thuringia. That is what the word is, Thuringia. I've heard that word, Thuringia, a bazillion times. Where exactly is Thuringia? Where exactly in Germany is Thuringia? Let's look together, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a place in Germany, in like the heart of Germany. Okay, cool. The more you know. We were learning together. Let's see. Keep moving along, because we're not going to keep this super, super long. We're almost pushing on an hour, and then we'll get out of here. Because, like I said, the sun is shining. It is a beautiful day, and we're taking the dog for a walk. Puppy dog, Ladybird, get up. We're going for a walk. Lady, you want to go outside? Ladybird. Hold on. Ladybird. I woke her up. You want to go outside? We're going to go outside a little bit. Hey, get your ass up. Let's go! Hold on one second. I don't know where the hell? Where those from? Oh, those must have been from my pocket. Anyway. Ladybird, we're going to dog night on Wednesday. Dang it. We're going to dog night, sweet girl. Anyway, let's go, doggo. Let's go. We're finishing up so we can take the doggo on a walk, bro. We got to take that doggo on a walk because it was raining earlier and storming, and now the sun is shining. It's beautiful. It's only 5:47 in the afternoon. Let's go. Evening, whatever. Pope and France sign a secret treaty in 1531. You remember that. Cartier sells the St. Lawrence in 1534. French explorer Jacques Cartier is the first European to sail into mouth of St. Lawrence River. Book of Common Prayer in 1549. The Book of Common Prayer is adopted by the Church of England. William takes Gelderland. In 1572, army of William I of Orange occupies Gelderland. See here. The first deportation from what is now the U.S. Thomas Morton from Massachusetts in 1628. First deportation happened in 1628. 1715, King Philip V unifies the Kingdom of Castile and the Kingdom of Aragon into a single state, the Kingdom of Spain. In 1720, Sweden and Denmark signs Third Treaty of Stockholm. That's the crazy thing, too, because it was like the Kingdom of Castile and the Kingdom of Aragon for, like, a solid, like, 600 years before that, or 700 years even before that. And it was just like, oh, yeah, we're finally going to be Spain now. We're all kind of Spain, but we don't want to say that we're all from Spain. But finally, we'll say this: like I had like 3 kings on the same Iberian Peninsula. Let's see here. 1732, Royal Charter for Georgia granted to British military officer and philanthropist soldier James Oglethorpe. In 1752, French army surrenders to the British in Trichinopoli in India. In 1772, first naval attack of Revolutionary War takes place in Providence, Rhode Island. In 1772, First Protestant Church west of Pennsylvania in Ohio holds communion. In 1784, John Carroll anointed supervisor of U.S. Catholic missions. 1789, Spanish capture British schooner in Northwest America near Vancouver Island. First book copyrighted under U.S. Constitution, the Philadelphia Spelling Book in 1790. Let's see here. In 1860, first U.S. dime novel published in Malaska, The Indian Wife of a White Hunter by Miss Anne S. Stevens. The Battle of Port Republic in 1862. Battle of Port Republic, last of 5 battles in Stonewall Jackson's Shenandoah Valley campaign won by the Confederates. In 1863, Battle of Brandy Station, Virginia, Fleetwood and Beverly Ford. In 1868, first meeting of the Board of Regents in the University of California. Grant meets Red Cloud in 1870. U.S. President Ulysses S. Grant meets with Sioux Chief Red Cloud at the White House in Washington, D.C. Let's see here. Jeffries KOs Fitzsimmons in 1899. Edward the VII meets Nicholas II in 1908. King Edward VII of Great Britain visits Tsar Nicholas II at Revel, Russia, where the two discuss the growing power of Germany and British plans to reform in Macedonia. Wagner second to 3,000, 1914. Pittsburgh Pirate baseball shortstop Honus Wagner is second player to get 3,000 hits. Where did I even see British? In 1915, second Lusitania note. 1915, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson sends second Lusitania note to Germany protesting sinking of the Lusitania and refuting German claim British blockade illegal. So that happened like a year later after that happened. So Honus Wagner over here hits second player ever. This is how early baseball is. Second player ever to hit 3,000 hits. The next year, the Lusitania gets sunk. Or that year gets sunk, and then he sends the note. The second note. William Jennings Bryan resigns. 1915, quits as U.S. Secretary of State. Bulgarian premier overthrown in 1923. Red Army in 1919 captures Ufa in Russia. General Steel strike in France in 1919. First rocket-powered aircraft patent in 1931 by Robert Goddard. Johnson to manage Cleveland. Walter Johnson in 1933 takes over as MLB Cleveland Indians manager. De Gaulle's first meets Churchill in 1940. De Gaulle first meets Winston Churchill. 1942, German Netherlands press reports 3 million Dutch people are sent to Eastern Europe. Event of interest in 1943, U.S. President FDR signs current Tax Payment Act into law. Taxes withheld from workers' wages to go straight to government. I hate you. I absolutely hate you. 1944, Soviet offensive in Karelia, Finland. In 1945, Australian troops land in Brunei Bay, North Borneo. Brooklyn manager DeRocher arrested. Arrested on a complaint by a fan that DeRocher slugged him. He slugged him! He hit me! Let's see, anything else? Milton Berle's TV show Texaco Star Theater last airs on NBC TV in 1953. Remember that? In 1958, HM Queen Elizabeth II officially opens Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth HM officially opens London Gatwick Airport, Crawley, West Sussex, in the United Kingdom. Only the Lonely, 1960. Roy Orbison releases single Only the Lonely. It becomes first major hit, peaking at number 2 in the U.S., topping the UK charts. My mother said I couldn't get a tattoo of Roy Orbison. What Mama don't know won't hurt her. 1963, Barbra Streisand appears for her 3rd time on the Ed Sullivan Show. Why? 1968, Yugoslav President Tito promises reform. Let's see here. Bob Dylan gives honorary doctorate of music. Given honorary doctorate of music at Princeton University in 1970. So he didn't do anything. They just gave him a doctorate of music. 1971, Paul McCartney's album Ram goes gold. Bruce Springsteen signs a record deal with Columbia Records in 1972. The Belmont Stakes, 105th Belmont Stakes, ran Turcotte aboard Secretariat wins in 2 minutes and 24 seconds, becoming the first Triple Crown winner in 25 years. Johannes Gutenberg's Bible, the first book produced using the printing press, that happened in it sells for... So that happened in 1978. It sold for $2.4 million in London in 1978. In 1980, comedian Richard Pryor suffers severe burns from freebasing cocaine. Now, I take a drink, but I do not freebase cocaine. Now, unless I get on that tequila, then, Sally better watch out now. Get up on the side of that head. When I get on that tequila, I get up on, I hit on, I hit on Sally a little bit, and I'm watch out now, Sally. And I'm sitting in traffic, and I'm gonna be there for a while, I'll pull out my pop and I'll bass. I do not let me get it straight. I do not freebase cocaine. unless I'm in church. Unless it's a sermon I've heard before, and then I don't want to sit there and be bored, and I might pull out my poppy and I'll bass. I shouldn't know too much of that. I shouldn't know way too much of that. Might do a little toot every once in a while. But I do not freebase cocaine. I get some toot now. That is such an underrated video. Not too many people know about that. There's 2 great YouTube videos, or just 2 great online videos that have nothing. Well, one of them has everything to do with Huntsville, Alabama. But the other one has nothing to do with Huntsville, Alabama. It's just, I think it's just being used. I don't even think that guy's from Alabama. Cause like he's in a comedy, like short or show or whatever in the 70s, like back then too. So I don't get it. Like I don't know where it came from. I'll take a drink. But I do not freebase cocaine. Let's see here. Edward Snowden in 2013 publicly makes his identity known as the leaker of the NSA documents. It's a chauvinistic pig attitude that Clinton's got to strut that ass. Strut that ass. I like how I just happened to scroll and you're over here talking about Clinton and his chauvinistic pig attitude. Because you got a fucking Mercedes-Benz and you work at the Arsenal and you ain't got to walk everywhere. So you going to get out and strut that ass. Strut that ass. Strut that ass. Strut that ass. What you got so mad? What? Me? Because everybody wants to run. Good. Go ahead and run. I'll be right behind you walking. Run. Go ahead and run to Guntersville. I'll be right behind you walking. You get about 15 miles. You won't be strutting that ass. You'll be so fucking tired. You won't hardly hold that ass up. Strut that ass. Strut that ass. Strut that ass. You ever walked to Guntersville? No. It's only 38 miles. Why don't you walk to Guntersville? Why don't you walk to Guntersville? Well, I don't gotta walk to Guntersville. All right, well, shit, let's walk to Guntersville. All right, well, let's go. Because it's a chauvinistic pig attitude that Clinton's got. Loki premiered in 2021. And this year was when, apparently, in 2019, when David Ortiz, Big Papi, got shot while visiting the Dominican Republic. He was like at a restaurant or something, I think. Dude, like, it's like those videos you see on like Twitter or whatever, where people are just like hanging out at a gas station or hanging out at like a convenience store or something or a restaurant, and dudes just pull up and rob them or just shoot them. Oh, that man definitely walked to Guntersville. We probably don't even know what happened to that man. You know what I mean?
Walk the Guntersville. It ain't a far walk. It's just 38 miles. Why don't you walk? Why don't you walk the Guntersville?
That building right there doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I can walk the Guntersville. Why don't you walk the Guntersville?
It's like 2 hotels and an apartment.
You're gonna put everybody else walking the Guntersville. Why don't you just walk the Guntersville?
Lady Bird and I will be walking that same trail in a little bit. That stone is still there. That building behind him is no longer there. It's a parking garage.
How about strutting that ass?
Or they redid
You'll be
it.
so goddamn fucking tired. The time you get to New Hope, you won't be strutting that ass.
There used to be a Holiday Inn.
You'll be so goddamn fucking tired by the time you get to New Hope that you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be.
What's got you so mad today?
Me?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to run. Everybody wants to run. That's good. Run here to Gunnersville. I'll walk. I'll be right behind them and see how far they can run. It's a chauvinistic pig attitude that you're going to do something because you work at the Arsenal and you got a fucking Mercedes-Benz and you ain't got to walk every day, so you're going to get out and strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass. When you start walking, my friend, and you get 10 and 15 miles on the highway, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be half dead by the time you get there. So it's a chauvinistic pig attitude that Clinton's got. Strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass, strut that ass. And when you walk about 15 or 20 miles, you won't be strutting that ass. You'll be so fucking tired, you won't be hard to hold that ass up. You won't be strutting that ass, strutting that ass. You won't be strutting that ass when
Oh, I had to grace us with that to end the podcast for sure. Like, that is probably one of the greatest interactions between a media person I've ever seen. That was so hilarious. That was so great. That was absolutely great. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Head of Steel. Thank you so much, everybody else that was here throughout the podcast. We are going to get out of here. We are going to call it a night. Or call it an afternoon. It's only 6 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to go get our thing done. We're going to go walk the doggo. We're going to go hang out and maybe play a little bit of some video games. So if you're doing something later, hit me up on the Discord, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, anywhere you want. Hit me up, and I'll see you later. Yeah, hit us up on Twitter, though. You can usually post photos there, too, of where the doggo and I are going. So, thanks. Thank you so much. See you, Steel. I'm out. Peace.